Hello, this is my application for the RIDEA Scholarship through Johnson & Wales University, supporting students in beverage programs. I'm a double major in sustainable food systems and culinary arts, as well as a triple minor in sommelier management, economics, and culinary sustainability for my undergraduate, with a master's starting now in food innovation and technology. So I'm in both buckets. Who I am as a person has been a very contentious issue growing up and has really became apparent to me as I've been able to go out into the world and experience what it's like to be a young man in America for myself. I've seen what it's like to be a young person of color on TV or in social media, but living it in the real world is a lot different. I come from a household with two separated parents. My mom that I live with is a very independent Black woman, and my other mom that I don't live with is a very independent white woman. My house and the majority of my family are strong, independent Black women. That is what I've grown up around. That's who has nurtured me and grown my soul. They've transformed me into who I am and have been able to make me fully realize what it's like to be a really upstanding human being. No matter your race, no matter who you are, your identity, your sexual creed, your race, your color, no matter what, it's important to hold yourself as an upstanding person. And those factors of your identity don't matter in that, but they do matter to you. They may not matter to society, but they matter to you. And they matter to me a lot. I take my identity very seriously, and it has transformed me into a great leader. I identify myself as a Black man usually, but realistically I am a half Black, half white, person of color, LGBT, curly-haired, brown-skinned college student. But the world doesn't always see me as that. The world, in the majority of my life, has seen me as a Caucasian man. Upon first glance, I am either a Caucasian man with curly hair, or I might be someone who might be of Hispanic descent. That's what people normally think when they see me. And growing up, having to experience people by myself and having that preconceived notion cast upon me by them, it's surprising sometimes when I am interacting with someone and then my Black mom will come up behind me and join me, and the tone of the people that I'm talking with changes. Their posture gets a little bit more rigid and their tone of voice lowers a little bit. They don't see me as a person of color. They don't see me as a Black man, and sometimes in my life that's worked to my benefit. Unfortunately, because of the general state of discrimination in the United States, it's sometimes more favorable to be seen as a person of Caucasian descent rather than a person of color, even though that is 100% what I've embraced as my identity. It's really unfortunate. I've found a love for both myself and the world of beverages through my time at Johnson & Wales. I started my first sommelier class fall of 2021, and that was really sparked after a trip to Italy, where I was able to enjoy my own wine with my meals and get a real sense of the beverage culture, not being fully 21 yet. It was an awe-opening and awe-inspiring experience. Eye-opening, pardon me. And that has spurred me into this direction of exploring beverages. It's been my goal to be behind the bar. It's been my goal to be serving wine and be an expert of wine. I'm currently studying for my WSET Level 2 award in wine currently, which is just propelling me forward in this industry. It's giving me really foundational and even advanced knowledge on what the world of wine is like, what wines are like, where they're coming from, and what it's gonna be like for me as a future wine professional and a sommelier to interact and to present wine and to show as much care and love for wine that I have with everyone else that I'm interacting with. But the beverage industry, like any other industry, is sometimes plagued with discrimination and is sometimes burdened with the fact that people aren't treated as equally as they should. People's identities are seen at face value, and the person behind that identity is not always seen. It's unfortunate, but it's true. But I myself, as such an empowered and individualistic human, I am so confidently unique. It bolsters my spirit and it helps me lead into a more effective way of conducting myself. It helps me to push not only myself, but the people in my groups, the people working for and with me, to a different direction. A good leader should be able to understand who they are, who their identity is, how that interacts with their personal life, their professional life, their career, their long-term goals. If you're able to really get in tune with that as a leader, then you have the ability to bolster that same effect in the people working with and below you. And when you have that ability, you have not only a high level of efficiency, but you have a greater sense of credibility and trust in your team. They are going to look to you to help fortify themselves. And when you have a really strong fortification of your staff, of your coworkers, of your peers, of whoever is in your working group, especially in the beverage industry, that's so extremely diverse, not only to drinks, but to people, it's vital. You need people that are able to lead. And you can't lead without a really strong identity. And that's who I am. I am confidently Black. I am confidently LGBT. I am confident in my curly hair, but I'm also confident that I'm an extremely, or at least going to be, in the near future, competent beverage professional. Beverages are a good part of my life. I'm home brewing now because I can't get away from the world of wine. I want to explore methods of production that aren't as common. What's it like to brew wine at home? What's it like to make different sorts of fruit wine? What's it like to explore wines of the ancient world? What's it like to bring mead back and put it into the spotlight? Things like that are really interesting towards me and have been real interests in my professional career and even in my at-home hobbies. Discrimination is going to plague me always. I am a diverse human being, and the world isn't always ready for diverse people like me. It's unfortunate, but again, it's the world we live in, and it's true. But in order to make change, we need people that are unique. We need people that can lead, and we need people like me, like the other strong and capable members of the beverage industry, to push it forward, to break down barriers of discrimination, of inequity in pay, of inequity in treatment for everyone. It should be at all levels of the scale. It should be at all aspects of the industry. So it's part of this new generation of beverage professionals to break down those barriers and make sure that the people that are going to fill our shoes when we step down have a much better world to work in. They have a much stronger foundation to stand on. And part of that is breaking down those barriers of discrimination. Part of that is being a good leader. And it all ties into who I am. I am confidently me, and I will forever to be confidently me. So thank you so much for your time. I very much look forward to hearing back. And again, thank you very much.